everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. If this is your fifth The Rookie Feds episode review for you today, I hope you're all doing great out there. I don't even know what I was trying to do with that. It's like, did I have anything to update? Like, no, not really. Like, just checking ahead. Like, yeah, we're pretty much normal for a while. We're not even going on break until like November, which is like pretty weird. Normally by this point we would get to like some sort of like, okay, we're gonna take a little week or two off just so like we can start catching up on episode. But no, we're still pretty good. I think on the rookie side of things, we've actually are going to get almost half the season before the end of the year, which I'm like, damn, that's pretty impressive. But there's still a lot left to go for the season. Also, I did remember what the big news was. So big news. So originally the Rookie Feds was only supposed to get 13 episodes for its first season. And also, this is a good sign for renewal, is that it has been picked up for a full season of 22 episodes, a traditional order back from, oh my God, years ago. Like, not even the Rookie got even that in their first season. I think they just capped out at 20, which I'm like, that's amazing. That's great. Keep up the work. Thank you so much for all the Feds fans out there for keeping the show going. We're proving marks here, everyone. Proving marks here. So yeah, so the Rookie Feds will be going for a full season run, a full 22 episodes. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what more stories they have left to tell in this first year. Again, normally when you get more episodes, that's a good sign. It's a good sign they want to do more with you. That's a good sign. So hopefully we'll get that season 2 renewal at some point in the next year. But that's future talk. Today, we're on vacation. We're off to the Bahamas. Not Bahamas. I don't even know what island they're on. They're on some island in the... I don't even want to say a country because, like, I know it's far away from LA. I know it's really far away. It's like... yeah, they had a map scene for a second, but I didn't even really pay attention. So, overall, I thought this episode was a fun one. I think it had some very... It showcased the characters' strengths, well, a couple of them, as well as it just felt like more like just like, again, it was more team building. It was more like we were getting a little bit more closer. We were getting a little bit more like, this felt like really like we're getting a payoff a little bit. Like this is actually kind of a nice tight unit, and it's working. And this thing that Garza's been doing for now, I think, a couple of months by this point, it's really paying off, and I'm really happy to see where things are going. But with that being said, let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie Feds. So we began in small island somewhere in the world that is nowhere near LA or United States of America. Simone and the Carter are there. They're having a little supposed vacation. Apparently, no, they're there for undercover reason. They're there to extradite a suspect for a witness testimony for an upcoming trial. I believe it's a Supreme Court case or something like that. They're there to bring him back home. He's been on the lam for a while. They narrowed down his location to this little tiny resort. Simone's getting way too much into the material and like crafting this intriguing backstory about her character called Felicia, which I'm like, why did I thought when I heard her name, like, well, I have a feeling we were gonna get some sort of bye Felicia joke at some point in the episode. Spoilers, we do eventually. One of the local PD shows up, apparently, since they're kind of on a country, the land of a country that approves of their arrival there, that's okay with them extraditing, but they do not have authority. They have no weapons. And the other fact is, he's in charge of everything. He's like, oh, they find him like literally right there in the bar. And he's immediately like, okay, we're going to go get them. It's like, what we're going to do? Like subvert. It's like, cool. The guy starts running. Everyone starts running after him. Simone takes a go-kart to go get him quickly. And it's, again, this guy's not really that fast. He really is. I feel like if we went another mile, he would have eventually slowed down a bit. Simone manages to pass him over. He has a muscle spasm, falls on the ground, and has no choice but to surrender. They call back to HQ, letting them know like, yes, we got good news. Like, we got the guy. So we should have a whole flush of witnesses ready for this case against a very shady corporation. Which ironically, I was talking to with one of my co-hosts. It's just George, about like corporations are shady. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! It's like ironic timing once again. Anywho, so as they're celebrating that brief victory, back over stateside, Elena tells Garza that she bought this bag off of not a very reputable reseller website, but still a reseller website, so you really don't know. But on the lining of her brand new handbag, she finds diamonds all over it, and he's like, that's kind of odd for you to buy a $2,000 handbag, which, again, $2,000 for a handbag? like I'm a cool King of the Hill here from Hank Hill's one of the famous episodes, No Money No Problems, where Bobby literally made his dad almost buy $100 wallet just to hold money. Like, bro, it's just a piece of material to hold your money, most of your cards. It does not matter if you have this like very fancy, I don't care. Like, one of my friends, he has a New York Giants, like a very old fashioned kid's wallet, and he makes way more money than me. My best friend, one of my other best friends, he uses he made a Subway, like the Subway map wallet out of it. Like, no one cares. Like, do you really need a $2,000 handbag? You don't really do so, but it's enough to actually look into this, figure out what the hell's going on here. They bring in Laura and Brendan, who Brendan has apparently got the hots for one of the lab technicians, but she gives him the cold shoulder even when he was trying to make a joke. So Brendan's like, hey, what's going on? Like, why isn't, like, even I love the way Laura paraphrases, like, just because you need everyone to love you doesn't mean everyone has to love you, which I'm like, fair point. But Brendan says the very classic Neil Patrick Harris line from How I Met Your Mother, challenge accepted, which I'm like, I've never thought I would hear those words again on another TV show, which I'm like, I am so amazed by this. So they head over, they get filled in on the case. When Laura and Brendan goes to take their secondary look into the handbag, they find even more diamonds in there, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of diamonds. So it's clear, like, yeah, there's something really shady going on here. So they just assume, like, is this a way for them to smuggle diamonds around the states or around the country? They don't know 100% certain, but they have to put the handbag into possession, which kind of pisses off Elena, because, like, all she wanted to do, like, even she says, like, why didn't I keep the diamonds? Like, why didn't I just keep them and just, pocket them for myself? Again, this is literally, like, if it was me, and again, this is not an admission of, like, guilt or anything. I'm just saying, if I was to buy a Funko Pop, and I look inside, and there's a bunch of diamonds in there, I kid you not, I wouldn't even say fuck it. I would say fuck everyone. I'm just going to sell the diamonds off on somewhere, get as much money as I can for them, and then, use them to pay off my student loans, and then, like, start fresh with a new channel. That's what I would do. But anyway, they take the diamonds over to the lab technician that Brendan was flirting with before. She's arguing on the phone in French with her mom about something related to their family business. But even after her call ends and Brendan tries to, like, be nice to her, tries to be warmed up to her, she still gives him the cold shoulder. Basically tells them, like, yeah, these diamonds were robbed from an LAX robbery about 4 months ago, and it was an unsolved case. So this is the first time they're being discovered after all that time. So definitely there's some sort of connection there, but right now they really don't have any much option but to just kind of proceed forward with this information, see, like, picking up where the LAPD left off. Which, again, I find it, like, every time they mention the LAPD, I'm like, did the rookie handle this? I'm like, again, yeah, if the rookie ever brings up a case of anything, then yeah, you're pretty much, they're going to solve it in the same episode. So I don't even know what I was thinking there. Meanwhile, back on the island, they're getting ready to start to head out so they can take the guy back home to LA. He's having a little bit of banter with Simone, who just tells him, like, hey, look, I'm just being honest here. I'm not going to tell any sort of information. So, yeah, you should just leave me here right now. Like, and even someone's like, I'm not going to leave you here. This is part of my job. I'm not going to leave you in this, like, tropical paradise. Eventually she determines that he does have a daughter who is a little bit older now, but apparently with the divorce and being on the lam, like, their relationship's kind of strained, you think? Speaking of which, Simone gets a call from her girlfriend, who is a little bit curious to why Simone hasn't told her dad yet properly about them, and she just tells him the truth, like, yeah, look, my dad's, like, really uncomfortable with me dating you because he's dating your mom right now, and I think I mentioned this, like, a few episodes ago, like, how would you feel if, like, if your parent, divorced parent or single parent, is dating another parent, but you're actually interested or dating their child as well? So who gets to go first? Like, like, does the parents get to go because, like, this is their second chance to love, or should the children go because they're madly, like, it's a big old question. But hopefully I'll never have to have the situation, because, like, it would be just so jarring and confusing to handle, which I'm like, yeah, I know, like, that's not how love works sometimes. Like, sometimes you just get dealt with the cards you're played with, but I'm like, yeah, definitely not. This is not. Again, this doesn't mean they have to get married or anything. Just, like, it's just coincidentally that one side of the family is dating the other side of another family, so just coincidental there. But anyway, Simone promises to tell her dad about it, so that because of accidentally her girlfriend told her mom about the relationship, so it's only a matter of time before they cross paths again. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this ahead right now. But before she's able to do so, they have to head on the move. They're already on the plane heading back, and, she's already talking about, like, she should make a call to her dad before they get to the plane, just before they lose reception and everything. So she's getting prepared for that, but the escort driver in front of them suddenly veers away to another direction. They get swarmed by local militia or armed robber. I really don't know what the hell their terminology is. They hold them at gunpoint, but since they don't have any pistols or any weapons on them, they are literally like outgunned. They have nothing to really use to defend themselves. Simone does the proper thing when you should be doing when you're facing the sort of situation, and you run away. You literally just put the car in drive and just get the fuck out of there, and it somehow works. Somehow it worked. These are by far the worst mercenaries ever, because literally they didn't even put out an effort. Like, they don't even chase them. They shoot some bullets at them. They get away. I'm like, bro, you have a car too. It's a jungle. There's only so much space you can go to, and even if they try to go off like the beaten path, they'll still make a track record. Again, these are the worst freaking mercenaries on the planet. But anyway. They phone in Garza, letting him know, like, yeah, they've been compromised. They've been sold out, and they need to get out of here. Garza's going to make the arrangements for them to get out of there. But in the meantime, they have to destroy any sort of tracking devices that will allow them to get their location shared. So they throw away their phone. Simone initially just tells Carter, just give me 5 seconds. Let me upload this to the cloud. It's like, sure, no problem. Throws the phone out the window. I'm just like, I think Carter's going to make a pretty good case for, like, favorite character that's not the main character award in this show. He's making a good case right now. Yeah, back stateside, they're trying to figure out how to get them back home. They need to figure out their location. Yeah, I forgot about. Meanwhile, Simone and Carter eventually hide the vehicle so that they can cover the tracks. They need to go find a burner phone so they can contact Garza again, but that involves them going into the town. Carter was about to volunteer himself to go in, but Simone literally just tells him, "Hey, look, you reek of feds. Like, if they look at you, like, they know instantly you're an FBI agent. Like, there's no way you're gonna go." So she heads over there solo, gets the burner phone and everything. However, the local police start swarming the area, knowing that she's present there. So she's trying to escape. There's no way out. Eventually, she gets in contact with Garza and the others, trying to figure out a way out. Eventually, through the power of convenient photo shooting, again, it's all convenient. Like, there happens to be an Instagram model doing a model walk in the middle of this, like, small island's rural, farmer's market. Coincidentally, she just happens to be there. Simone takes advantage of the situation, hides under her yellow dress, sneaks out for the side, and gets away, scot-free, which I'm like, coincidence, convenience, or is this just the most unlucky island for the villains? She gets a car so that she's able to get away and, like, get them back to the plane, safe and sound. Again, worst militia ever. Like, this is literally, I thought that this was entire episodes going to be like, it's about survival, it's about grittiness, it's about trying to get off this island somehow, and the episode was going to end with them, like, returning back to state. That's honestly what I was thinking. But no, not even halfway through the episode, like, yeah, they're already out of the situation. Okay. I mean, again, I know there's trying to expectations, like, trying not to be one of those episodes, but I'm like, I would have preferred one of those episodes. I would have preferred. So while they're back en route to the U.S., Laura and Brandon resume their investigation into the actual into the purses. The only thing they have a connection to was that the reseller that the purse was made for was under a dead person's name. So they contact the husband, who said that, yeah, I was just trying to sell off her possessions to try and, like, donate them to a good cause to honor her memory, which is pretty sweet. And she's claiming, like, I didn't know anything about this diamond heist. I didn't know anything about it. It seems genuine, but I'm like, something's off with this guy. Something's off with this guy. But anyway, so they assume that she was one of the thieves, so they got to find her partner, and try to figure out where she went off to. I think eventually they go after the phone records next, and they find out she was in contact with this one individual who was an armed courier. And at first they just assumed, like, was she having an affair with him? And they were like, nope. Once they saw him, it's like, yeah, this guy literally is kind of dense. He just doesn't know what the hell is going on. He literally got tricked with the fake name Thelma and Louise, was asked all about his very high-level security job, and never got called for a second date. Like, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if this guy was getting laid out of it, I'm like, you know what? That would have been a big plus for him. And, like, okay, yeah, if he gets away the information, like, go figure. But the fact that, like, he did all this info dump, he saw two very attractive women approach him, and he didn't have any sort of good times afterward. Again, I'm thinking so like, masculinity mindset here, but I'm like, I'm being honest here. Like, you didn't do anything with them afterwards. I mean, like, come on, that's kind of a missed opportunity. But anywho, regardless of what the case was, so they decided the only thing they knew out of the information was that the secondary person had a tattoo on her neck. So they decided to use that to run against like anyone that, I forgot the character's name, the one who died, but like I'm just gonna call her Thelma. Anything that could match Thelma's known associates. Let's call it that. Meanwhile, Carter and Simone are heading back to the plane stateside with the guy. He's still denying that he's not going to testify at all, but they kind of erase that, just kind of assume that he's gonna when they get back. Simone decides to use this time to call her dad. Her dad, like, is a little bit miffed at her for like, letting this entire information leak out, and but Simone wonders, why are you whispering? And she finds like, no, he's with her right now. And, again, she's like acting all like lovely. Like, oh my God, I found love again. And my daughter found love too, which is like, this is great. This is like, the best of both worlds. And, obviously Simone's like, doesn't have a mind about it, but Cutter's like, I'm not really comfortable with this still. I'm really not. He hangs up and, of course, typical Cutter fashion, silent ending, like, no real idea of like, is he super mad? Is he mad? Is he just pissed? We don't fucking know. They land back stateside. Once again, the guy tells him that, even to the I think it's the general, one of the people prosecuting the case, he just tells him like, I'm not going to confess. Like, I will go away to jail for all this time. And the guy's getting a little bit mad because, apparently two of his other witnesses, either withdrew their testimony or, declared themselves mentally insane. So they cannot, testify properly. So this guy was their only lead. Simone takes him back to one of the interrogation rooms, letting him know, like, look, you are going to lose many years with your daughter if you do not take this deal. And he says, like, again, this guy doesn't have a good poker face at all. Even I can realize what the hell's going on. Yeah, he got paid out by the industries, to basically stay away from the States, just hide out until like the heat dies down. That was the whole plan. And as a reward, they basically made this, like, they gave him a huge lump sum of money that, would basically be just like a trust fund for his daughter. So his daughter was set for life, which again, money-wise, it would be great, but you would lose the potential relationship of building a connection with your daughter when she's older. And then Simone bringing up her own personal experience of like, when I was 14, I lost my dad to the system, because of a bad phony charge. And even though he got out, even though he got a big paycheck afterwards for like, paying off for his damages, he still lost those 8 years with his daughter. And by the time he got back into her life, she already was like I don't know, I forgot what the timeline was. I know it's similar to Nolan, where she, I forgot, she is 50. I think they clarified this in the premiere. Like, she's a 50-year-old, 50-year-old rookie. So like, I know she's that old, but I'm like, what is the freaking premise here again? I completely forgot. But anywho, she just doesn't like, the money isn't worth it if you're not with the people you love. So she decides to let him stew on that until the morning, while she heads back to her house for a nice little double date night between the older side and the younger side. Well, not really that. You know what? Never mind. I'm going up the rails here. They're having a fun time, even though like Cutter had some like very initial worries about it. It seems to be going on right. Even all the ladies are agreeing, like, yeah, this was a great idea. Cutter goes up to the front door, finds a friend of his dropping off some records, and that he's just saying like, just like, doing some old friend shit, like, just like, joshing each other around by, hey, this is my record, this sort of thing. Before he leaves, he says good evening to Simone, Cutter's girlfriend, and he also accidentally mentions, well, not labeled, like actually refers to Simone's girlfriend as a male. And then even when Simone, like, makes a comment about it, like, hey, no, she's my girlfriend. They leave it at that. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he turns to Cutter, literally within earshot distance from the others, and tells him, like, oh, you must be confused about this entire thing. Like, letting this happen. It's like, brah, first of all, this is something I actually have an argument with my mother lately. That like, this is 2022. This is modern day. Let's call it that, because I know the Rookie and the Rookie Fest take place in a different timeline right now. This is a new world. This is you got to be very careful with what you say. There's certain things like, you could say back then, but you can't say now. It's however you want to say, it's for the better. You know, it's all inclusive. Everyone's included. You know, you got to exactly speak what you have to, what is exactly being seen or stated. You have to agree on that. And you know, yes, I do understand. You might have your own personal opinions, but for the commonality of peace in the world and, like, you know, trying to be along with our neighbors and, you know, people that we interact with on a day-to-day basis, you got to try your best to be a little bit more kept. And this guy literally was not kept at all. Like, he literally insulted or just like made fun of this entire, not even situation, just like this whole pairing, and literally in earshot distance from the actual couple. And of course, thankfully, Cutter did the appropriate fatherly thing. It's like, hey, do not talk about my daughter's girlfriend like that. She is a woman. They are happy. Leave it at that and get the fuck out of my house. So the guy leaves, and honestly, I felt like, okay, that's a good moment for Cutter, because, you know, he actually stood up for his daughter for once, in terms of like what she believes in, what she loves. So it's definitely a good step in the right direction for him. However, his girlfriend, is like not happy with this, since hey, I divorced my ex-husband because he had a lot of anger issues. You remind me of that issue, and the whole point of this entire relationship was there would be no arguments. Like, and she's like, I don't think I can date you anymore. I'm like, Jesus. Like, he was just defending. Like, okay, look, I get, like, whenever you're dating someone that, like, has not even baggage. My pants are wet. It's not even about dating someone with background, but, like, you know, you some people are gonna have some, like, a little bit of trauma from, like, previous relationships, like, you know, just like a thing they don't like, or something that scarred them a little bit. Like, it happens. Like, you know, if you are someone that, like, has a lot of dating history, or just someone that has, like, a lot of, you know, like, sadly bad endings, there's usually a reason. And one of the things that was common in that was that, yeah, I do understand what she's saying, but I'm like, okay, unless you mentioned the Cutter before, like, this is the first time it's being mentioned. And again, Cutter was just defending his daughter. And honestly, if my partner did that to someone she cared about, and, you know, someone she or someone relates to her, like, obviously I would respect that. Like, yeah, you did the right thing there. Like, you know, you definitely did the correct thing there. She just, I get where she's coming from. Like, you know, it was a little uncalled for her, so she kind of breaks up with him in the moment, so they kind of leaves things kind of dry with him and with Simone again. I believe that was the end of that. Now we cut to the next day, where I think they get another break in the case where Elena manages to find the person that had the tattoo, but she made the arrest herself. And she's like, where are you right now? I'm at the rookie station. I don't know why I call it the rookie station. Weirdly enough, we were at the locale, but no one from the rookie showed up. I guess, like, everyone was busy filming on other locations that day. So I'm like, hey, we have an empty set, so let's do this. Again, this is the kind of thing that I do like about, you know, like, hey, we get to see this set, or, like, you know, or we get to be on this location today. And, you know, I know, like, ABC has had a history with that with Grey's and Station 19, like, that I'm aware of. I've only watched the Grey's side of thing. I haven't watched Station 19 ever. So I know that tends to happen a lot, but it's kind of weird to, like, just go to the rookie station and just not see any of our people there. I was expecting, like, Smithy to make a cameo. That was what I was expecting, but, like, no, he's not even there either. Like, just no one of importance in the rookie cast is there. They're all busy doing other things. So they take over the arrest. They speak to the woman, and yeah, she's blissfully unaware what the hell's going on. Like, yeah, I didn't kill her. We did the heist. We met at a hotel afterwards to talk about what we're gonna do with the money, what the plan was. And I was supposed to be waiting for my wire transfer, but that never came, and then she died. So I'm like, okay, I guess the whole thing was a buzz. I mean, at least she didn't get caught. And weirdly enough, she's not getting charged for this. Like, she's not, like, you know, okay, yeah, she didn't kill her, but she still performed the heist. It was still a robbery. And even if she doesn't have the diamonds anymore, or ever had the diamonds, she was accessory to and they never charged her. I don't know why that ever happened, but I guess they just let her go on that. Yeah, so eventually they start realizing, well, because one thing that she mentioned was that, the plan was she was going to Belgium or Bahamas or somewhere to offload the diamonds, and then, you know, she would wire her half of the money, and then that would be it. She was going to buy a one-way ticket to somewhere else in the world to get away from someone, and she's like, oh, who could it be? And, like, obviously it's the husband. So they put all the pieces together. Turns out he's an abusive piece of shit, and, you know, he's very controlling, very manipulative. And once he found out that she was at a hotel, he was assuming that she was having an affair. So he killed her the moment she got back home, and then he drove back off to his alibi location. And again, like, the convenience of modern technology, where, like, there literally is a parking camera that literally says, okay, 5:17 he left, 11 p.m. he left, 11 p.m. he came back, and from San Diego to LA is, I think it's about an hour drive. And I took a train there. That was like about 3 hours. So yeah, the math was probably like an hour and a half. Yeah, that's totally reasonable amount of time. So. What was I gonna say with that? Yeah, so they get him on that, and honestly, this was the best scene in the episode where Laura really got to show off, like, why she is a badass, why she's here in the FBI. She basically like mentally challenges him to a verbal match, like a very soft-spoken, passive-aggressive verbal match, and she just dominates him. Like the moment, like when the other side has to go physical to try and beat you, is the moment you beat them verbally. And when Laura like literally triggered him and like still put him down, it's like, yeah, she's a badass. She definitely is like the Kudo Bradford for the show. I want to say after that case is closed. Elena was she's been getting updates throughout the entire case, throughout this episode, saying that, am I gonna get my back now? And like, he's like, nope, it's still in evidence. And then the Garza breaks her heart. It's like saying, yeah, we still gotta process this for trial and everything. So it's gonna be months before you see this back again. And she gets a little bit disappointed about it. However, to point it out, to finish it off with this plot line, is that Garza does express a little bit of like, worriness, because he knows exactly how much she makes, and the fact that she just spent $2,000 on a handbag is kind of a little alarming. I mean, my parents tell me that too, like when I buy my Funko Pops to my steel, but like, we don't know how much you're making, but the amount of stuff that's coming into this house is very alarming, which again, I do understand, but then again, like, there's a reason for it. And Elena explains that, like, yeah, I resell these, like, I buy them for like $2,000 and then I flip them for $4,000. I got student loans to pay, and this is the only way I could really afford it, considering the fact that my salary. And also just is a little bit honest for saying that, hey, look, I know how much you're making, and I initially only took you on as a temp, and then you got offered the full-time job. But it's been more than a year now. I feel like now would be the time for you to like finally do something you really want to do. And she's like, I know, I just don't know what it is yet. Which I'm like, you went to college and okay, I don't even know why I'm getting into that. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to criticize anyone to that, but it is what it is. Anyway, so after that point, yes, that wraps up that one. Brendan has another conversation with the lab technician, verifying that, like, yeah, she does have, she doesn't have, like, her family owns a billion dollar company to wines, and, he's like, expressing like, oh, I really like that wine. She's like, I'm not hearing this right now, but he does know, like, because he speaks French, apparently. Brendan literally is the catch. I'm pretty sure these two are going to bone before the end of the season. I kid. But yeah, he does definitely express to her, like, yeah, I know what it feels like for parents to want something out of you, and then you kind of being forced to do it, or never being left off the rope for not doing it. And he totally gets that, and he respects her for, like, so far, like, denying every advancement that they've been giving her, and he wishes he's done that early, so maybe he could be a little bit more further along in his career right now. But that at the moment she was like, I'm not hearing this, but then she, what, this guy's not bad, not 100% bad. I won't sleep with him yet, but he's not bad. So the next day, Simone and Carter gets notified that, like, yeah, so apparently the deal went through, he's going to be good to go for the arrangement. However, the only problem is we found that who actually really contacted the local PD out there to betray y'all turned out to be the actual guy that's prosecuting this case. So they realized, yeah, he's paid off. So, like, they got to find out where he went. And apparently they went to a location off the books that was not supposed to be recorded as part of their deal. So that, this guy can give them the information they supposedly need. So the only thing that this is the one thing about Simone. Like, Simone likes to talk. And sometimes when Simone talks to people that are talkative as well, she finds out other things about people as well. And she finds out, like, yeah, he still has some stuff at his ex-wife's garage that he would store some stuff in. So, like, that's our only guesstimation that it would be there. They head over there. He already is holding the guy at gunpoint, already destroyed supposedly the only flash drive, and he's about to kill him. Simone and Carter break in. They try to defuse the situation. It's a similar thing of, like, I'm about to retire. I barely got any money to my name. Like, this is my only chance to, like, have some sort of set, retirement future. And, Carter's, like, supremely disappointed in him since they worked on this case for many, many years. Eventually, yeah, so the only way they got out of the situation is that the guy actually headbutts him in the back, and, that kind of causes him to break his nose and allows him to escape. It turns out, yeah, there's another hard drive with the exact same information, but he wants a better deal now since he was almost barely killed this one time, which I'm like, that's fair. That's a very fair assessment. So they agree to the deal, full immunity, full, Sorry, Jam. I have never burped on the show. Damn, I don't know where that came from. Apologies. Yeah, so he gets full immunity, he basically doesn't have to go to jail. Like he's exonerated from all his crimes, and he's ready to go, like, start to spend time with his daughter, like, actually, rebuild that father-daughter connection that they used to have when she was growing up. So sort of good ending, at least. That's a little bit good, to say the least. We come back to Simone's house, where Simone and Cutter once again make up again, and, like, saying, like, look, I'm sorry for doing this, like, gotta really control my anger, and, I'm still a little confused about, like, who you love, because, again, he's old fashioned, so, like, he's not used to it. But, Simone sums it up better, like, saying that, I love who I love. Like, it could be anyone. It doesn't matter what gender, what they identify. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll love someone for whoever they are. And that's honestly a really good approach to having nowadays. So that's really sincere. Her girlfriend shows up initially, thinking that, she's here for Simone, but she's here for Cutter. Apparently, her mom has given her a peace offering of a bodega flowers to kind of kiss and make up, and, Cutter's on his way to, like, finish off that arrangement. And then Simone and her girlfriend decide to have their own kiss and, well, just kissing and doing some stuff in bed. However, before they're about to leave, Simone gets one last present from the dude that she was trying to get. I forgot his name already. He gives them one final present for, like, being a little bit too nice to him. He gives them his, I guess, the remaining vacation stay at the resort they were on, which I'm really hoping that you guys finish up that PD situation, because I really would not feel comfortable going to the same island you guys shot in. But it is what it is. The five of them enjoy a nice weekend vacation down there, and that's actually honestly pretty sweet. Again, they're building their trust. They're having this, like, kind of like mini family vacation, and Garza's like, hey, don't get too comfortable with this. Like, you got one small victory. You got many, many more years to go, and, which honestly, according to Simone, like, that excites her, because that means she has a future here. And they just celebrate with some pina coladas. I don't think it's pina colada, but some sort of fancy-ass drink. And they enjoyed their mini island vacation as a unit. I don't say family, because that's a rookie family thing. So it is what it is. And that's the end of this week's episode of the Rookie Feds. For me, yeah, this was a very fun episode. Very much another character bonding episode. Getting to see these relationships develop more. Getting to see this unit actually get more tighter and tighter as the season progresses so far. Very funny side plot with Elena. It was very fun. She wasn't in the crossover last week. Well, the crossover. So it was sweet. It was nice for her to, like, get involved there, still being the comedic relief for the cast. Gloria having that badass moment with the abuser. Cool. That was great to see. It definitely showcased her own power. She's not just an analyzer. She has a way with words. Brendan trying to be a little bit more nicey, like actually putting a little bit of effort with the lab technician. There could be something there. You never really know. Like, sometimes it's just a fling, and sometimes, it could just be a long-term thing. You never really know. And, the power of, also love and just, understanding what modern times is very important in this world. It is very much important. Also, who can't pass up a tropical vacation in a small island? Who can pass that up? But for me, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it as much as I could, and I can't wait for next week's episode. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this week's episode of The Rookie Feds? Let's have that conversation down below. So, and I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the hopeful first season of The Rookie Feds. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the Two besides our Rookie Feds episode reviews, we're currently doing the Rookie episode reviews each and every week, DC Stargirl episode reviews each and every week, Walker episode reviews each and every week, and Walker Independence episode reviews each and every week. But if you don't care about the Rookie Feds, you're in luck. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode, so stay tuned then. But again, this has been What's the Two from ActionX. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Ring that bell for notification when our next episode reviews live. Please also like, favorite, share if you want to, and please also follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, for all you Feds out there, I'll see you all next week for the next episode review. But until then, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.